Welcome, my loves. Welcome back to the Sacred Raven. How are you? We are alive, and it's a beautiful summer evening. Spent a moment outside. The pool is open. Everyone's having a good time. Getting set up here for you all. The last minute decision to come on live. I don't know, it's looking a little choppy, so I'm getting nervous already. Let's see. Oh, okay. Try to get things. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put my address in here for anybody that needs it. For you guys to come in. We're going to do spiritual messages for the signs tonight. We're coming up to the full moon in Sagittarius, so I thought it might be nice to see what's coming up for all of us. This is for the collective, if you want to look at it that way. I like to see it as this message is for those who finally hear. So this message is for you should you come and land upon my channel. And let me get my address in here for you all. Okay. This is where you can subscribe to the email list, a newsletter, and this way you'll get updates on the future times we go live, and you'll get updates about the events for under the metaphysical moon, the discussions for the full and new moon cycles, where we discuss the things that we're manifesting, the things that we're trying to take a look at, the things that we're going over in our lives, right? That we're trying to make changes from, that we're trying to let go of, or that we're trying to manifest. So I've got that there, and I'm going to also put my email address in here too. Okay. Okay, got that there. Okay. And anything else I need to set in there? Possibly. Let's see. Me/Jamie A.Jacobson. Okay. And I think we're good to go. We'll be on here. Well, it's 9:05. Wow. Maybe an hour, 2. Depends on how long it takes to put out the messages. Okay. I wish it was a little brighter in here, but I think it'll do. So, all right. Hey! Yeah. I'm okay. Going through crazy love stuff, but when I'd rather not. Oh, good. Oh, it does? Okay. It looks kind of dark on my end. I'm using this other camera, so. Okay. Looks like you happen to be the first person in here. So I thought, well, I just want to get on and, I don't know, kind of do a message for those that, as we approach the full moon, I wanted to get into the moon cards, but I wanted to use my Native American tarot on this reading. Really? Yeah, isn't that weird? I think it's kind of been that way with a lot of us. And even if you're in the same household, a lot of the readers have been interpreting like my relationship as us being in a separation or coming out of one. Because although we are under the same roof, we haven't really come together or anything. Yeah. I can tell he wants to talk. I don't know. It's always in his head. Do you want me to read? To read, I can ask the cards a question. Are you reading the cards? Do you have a deck? Oh, yes. Like these. Aren't these are the shadowscapes, right? Yeah. Yeah, I love these. There's a lot of symbolism in these. A lot. Like in the devil card. The devil card alone has so much symbolism. You'll get better. Yeah, the more you do it, the easier it'll be. And everybody interprets it a little bit different because, we're all different people, but overall, the messages will still have the same sort of feel to them, the same vibrancy, same frequency. Mm-hmm. And you can tell too when you, if you spend a day and you go through all the girls that are doing readings online, you can see that everybody's are on a rhythm. The messages are basically the same with a few differences. Some might dig deeper than others. Some people read just traditionally, and some people read intuitively, whatever comes up. Yeah, me too. It's really hard. It's 24 years of crap. And he has all these demons he's battling. I'd like him to get on some kind of medication, maybe for depression. I hate medication, but I think with how explosive he can get, and I know he doesn't mean harm, but Jesus, I told him, I don't think you realize how you come off or how just how crazy it looks, because he's 6'2". He's loud and explosive, and you can't just fly off the handle like that. You just can't. But that's an Aries for you. Well, a man, Aries, that needs to calm down. He's got Aries and Sagittarius moon, so he's extremely fiery. Yeah, and the men ones, it's like the Scorpio men. They get so just wow if they get angry. Dahlia. Hello, Dahlia. Welcome. Yeah, I always stay calm. If I was anything like him, I know it would just be fire on fire. And I'm pretty patient. It takes a lot before it gets under my skin. If he keeps it up for a long time, sometimes you'll have days where he's like that all day long, and he needs to settle down. How you doing, Dahlia? Are you? I have mine is a Sag moon. It's funny, we get with people that are a lot like our parents. My mother's moon was in Sagittarius. Yeah, lots of testosterone, super fiery. So if he gets it at his worst, it can be really explosive. But at the same time, he's a gentle spirit, and he's hardworking, and he's very much on his feet, full of charisma, lots of personality. I was just going to I thought I wanted to get online and just connect with people and really just do a reading for those that came in. I spent the last hour just sort of in meditation mode. And I wanted to use these. I've got plenty out. I'll probably go through a lot of them. But this Native American deck I really wanted to dig into. So I suppose that we can theme it. I can make it a love theme tonight. I wish I had cards that were centered on love. I have that erotic tarot, but they are a little crazy. They're kind of scary a little bit. I can pull them out though. Hey, Rebecca Vocal. Asking, can I ask a question? That's I'm still trying to understand where my life is, but I don't know. I might go to Ethiopia for a month with your mom. Oh, that's right. That's where a lot of my friends from the airport, that's where they're from. They're from Ethiopia. That's what we're trying to, I'm trying to decipher, Rebecca, whether or not, because I was doing some meditating before I got on for the past hour, and I was trying to decipher whether I was going to do just a recorded reading or if I was going to get online, but I kind of wanted to connect with people and get on and see who was on. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful. Some beautiful things. I love the food. Mm. The lentils and everything. God, they're great. I'm thinking, well, maybe I could. God, I wish I had love cards, but I have those erotic tarot, but they're kind of scary. Okay. That would be great. All right. I feel better already. I'm glad I came on. I think we all need some cheering up. How are all of you guys? Are people in here with mostly questions about love? You, Rebecca? And Dahlia, I think she had a love question. Yes, I'm in my head all the time. Whew. I've got stacks of journals and notebooks like this, just where I can get my thoughts out. Because if I let them pile up, it just gets too crazy. You were more confused now? You mean overall or in your relationship? Yeah, you should do a mind dump. Write down everything. Oh gosh, overall. You know what, though, Eleni and everyone else in here, right now, we're all going through, and this is for collectively, this was going to happen. Where we're all at right now is where we thought we were going, like we were kind of headed somewhere. We all sort of felt like we were landing on a decision, whether that was in love or a career or some kind of path. Everybody on the collective right now is kind of going through a crisis, like a fork in the road, where there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of feeling stuck in the head, that feeling that like that Eight of Swords feeling trapped in the mind, where we were thinking, wow, why did I spend all that time going down this direction? And now we don't know where we're going. And then we're called to trust. And that if we have to change directions, there was a reason for there was a reason for the past year or two, a lesson we were supposed to have learned, even if it doesn't appear as though any success came out of the situation, or if the love blossomed, or if the career path opened. There's doubts. Yeah, me too, Eleni. It's like suddenly it's like they're saying to me to rethink my direction. And they're telling us to look at adjacent possibilities, and to ask ourselves, what is it that we really, really want, and to be sure of it. And did we learn anything from this past cycle? This last year? Right. Oh, I know. I just went through a whole entire year with this spiritual business program with the spiritual coach that I've had. And now they're saying it's almost like spirit is taking away the opportunity. Like they don't want me, they're blocking the path now. Or not blocking it, but that's not the direction they ultimately want me to go all of a sudden. And I remember watching Wonder Girl Astrology, and she said that a lot of us will be saying, what the hell is going on? I thought that this love was going to work, or I thought this was my direction. I thought that this is where life was taking me. I thought this is what it was. And now there's this big wrench thrown into the mix, and we're having to reconsider, go back over everything, take some steps back, and reevaluate. Are you kidding? They're all perverts. R. Kelly. Wow. Yeah, wrench is an understatement, especially over here. So it is like that in the music industry. They expect you to be one of those people that will sell yourself out and then probably never even get where you want to go. Look what they've done to people like poor Britney Spears. It's a shame. Wow. Yeah, they expect a lot, and when you get up there, it's not even just that they want you to be like give yourself up physically or sexually. They want you to pretty much sell your soul over to them. They own you, you're their product, and they will use you and use you and use you until you're no good, and then toss a very narcissistic entertainment business. And this is what they hate about people being able to take control of their lives and using social media to get ahead. You can become a citizen. They want to stop citizen journalism. They don't want people to go out and report the truth on their own. They're trying to crack down on that, call them conspiracy theorists. They want everybody to be stuck and dependent on the man, going through the man to become a writer, to become a singer, or to act, or to make movies, or anything. Yeah, they sure do. How weird. You know that what you just said, they asked me to, why would they ask me to, they hid your message and they asked me to show it. They said this message is hidden for review, as if you said something wrong. The words manipulate and control. YouTube is thinking we're talking about the establishment, huh? Don't like it when we talk against the establishment. Yeah, because you've prayed, you have been protected. And that's probably why you didn't make it. It was not in the cards for you. It would have been a dangerous path, and just you are better than them. Yeah, they just hid her comment, and she didn't say anything wrong. All she said was they want to manipulate and control everything. And this is how YouTube is. They're cracking down even harder. And I don't know if you guys heard of the Bilderberg group, but they've gotten together this year and they said they're going to weaponize social media even harder than before. So they don't want us talking about anything. They're very angry that people are getting very smart about how fake media really is. My managers tried to date me and I rejected. That's disgusting for them to put you under that kind of pressure. And some genres, it's worse than others. I remember people like, what's her name now? She was really big. She was Ashanti from Murder Inc. before Murder Inc. got shut down. She said that, yeah, it was a lot like that. She had to fight off a lot of that. Aaliyah, too, back in the day. Remember Aaliyah? Oh my God. But I was protected from that. I had my friend come with me where I was recording, and we both had our cell phones. Oh man, yeah. They just caught, and they won't release the names. They caught over 250 politicians and actors in California. They were part of the sex trade. And it's sad. A lot of runaway girls or girls that are really young and naive. They manipulate them, they kidnap them. They'll take them out to parties, take them out to this or that, show off their cars, impress them for a couple days, and then that's that. And then, wow. He stopped working with you because I wouldn't sleep with him, even though he had a wife. Yeah, that's disgusting. So that opens your eyes, doesn't it? To people like who's way up there, people like J-Lo and the rest of them. And that's what I'm saying. People like Britney Spears or Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey was married to Tommy Mottola, and he was so controlling. He had her phones tapped. She couldn't go anywhere. Well, we're talking about the producers in Hollywood. They're really gangsters. They're mobsters. And if you don't give it up to them, yeah, all the women have to have sex with them. They don't care how old you are. You could be 14 years old and they're gross. Because they figure you're going to give it up. A lot of girls do they're selling their integrity away just to get up there. And then it's like it's not even guaranteed. You sleep with them and then they will just trash you. They'll stab you in the back in 2 seconds. Tommy Mottola did it to Mariah Carey, and he blocked her. He took her song and he gave it to P. Diddy and made sure that they gave it to Jennifer Lopez. I think it. Which one was it? I think it was "I'm Real." The background, the song. So Mariah had to come up with another background song. Look at that. They hid. They just hid Bright Lights comment pedophiles. See that? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? So if they have show and then hide. So I click the word show. Yeah. They said your message, pedophiles, was held for review just now. They're smart. They don't want us talking about them at all. And I've been paying attention to this since the late 90s. Late 90s. So I couldn't believe you could see it slowly, people catching on. And now that they know people are smart and hip to what's going on, they want to hurry, shut it down. So any talk that sounds even close to any sort of criticism against the establishment, against the news, against the media, against the industry in any way, they're trying to shut us down. Yeah, they're watching us. Artificial intelligence. They have the new quantum computing system. His name is Geordie Rose. He created it's called the Delta Wave quantum computer, the 2048. The thing literally has something that's similar to a heart, of a beating heart. He likened it to the altar, walking up to the altar of an alien god. It's almost alive. Yeah, and that's right. This algorithm, and they got together this summer, the Bilderberg Group, all the major leaders of all the world got together last week. They come together every year. They never release where they're going to go until last minute. For 50 years, they were good at hiding it, but now they can't, and they hate that. But on the agenda, one of the things they said was the weaponization of social media. So they're going to come down on us harder than ever. They want to stop any alternative healing websites and discussion. Certain talks of spirituality, parapolitical topics. If it's not mainstream and basically all the bullshit they feed us, then they want to shut it down. Yeah. And I remember 10 years ago telling people they're going to do it, and they want to wrap you all up in one package. Any who that consider themselves a true seeker, a truther, they're coming down on them and lumping them all into this racist category. Bigots. Anybody who believes in Constitution, anybody Christian. Yeah, they don't. And now we can talk to each other. We can compare notes, share information, spend hours investigating if we want. And they don't like it. Yes, it is. The whole thing. It's a corporation. They turned it into a corporation in the late 1800s. It's an official corporation, and each one of us are born corporate mini corporations. That's why our name is in all caps. Back in the day when they would do a shipment, the shipment would go overseas. And this is how products would be labeled with a certificate. This is why we have birth certificates. And they look at it as this. We just like the shipments would go through the canals, we go through the birth canal. So they've labeled us as we're like a product or a corporate entity. And they look how they switched it. Corporations legally are people. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it is a corporation. So exactly. And our bank that owns us is that red number, the branch. But you can take yourself off. You can legally remove yourself from the system, but you won't have access to anything. Yeah. And they can't get you for driving without a license or anything. You'll be a sovereign citizen, but then you'll have to go by every single thing, according to sovereign laws. But they never teach you that. They don't tell anybody this. And even the court system, it's all Roman. The priests and their robes, or the judges, they wear those priestly robes. They're priests. And they're going under old time Roman law. Oh, I know. They'll probably get me and say, you know what they did on I have another channel, but I don't often talk on it. And I talked about a guy that he set himself on fire outside the White House. And I showed a couple seconds of that news footage. They had the nerve to take it down. And then they wrote me a letter saying, oh, we've noticed you've been flagged for, basically they said that I was trying to hurt myself and spread it on social media. And then they sent me a list of numbers for suicide prevention, depression hotline. And I was talking about a news report, a man that set himself on fire outside the White House. So now they have, I'm going to write them and ask them to take that down, because no, I did not hurt myself on social media. No, I did not do that. I don't know where they got that from, why they would project something like that. But now they're trying to hold that in their records. I could just see them trying to use that and say like I'm some sort of troublemaking civilian, when all I did was talk about the news. Yeah. How dare they? Yeah, China is doing that, and China is their system is a social system, and they want us to adopt the same thing. So if you get any social marks, against you, they can just unplug you. However they see it, however they see you to be unfit. Yeah, they want you to seem mentally challenged. They want exactly like you're crazy, that, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. They came up with that conspiracy theory idea when JFK was murdered. Too many Americans were asking questions and they wanted people to shut up. So they just said, if they keep going on about it, make them sound crazy, that they're coming up with theories. All that really is all it means is a group of people gathered together and made a plan to do something illegal. That's it. Yeah. It is. It really is. The whole thing is a freaking deception. Yeah, and you know what? And it's so easy to find this information. I mean, it takes time, but it's all there. And they're slowly trying to sift through it and take it down. And they literally now will just say to your face, like you didn't see what you just saw. Yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah. These people, a lot of them, they worship Saturn. They're dark black magicians, and they'll do things according to ritual. The summer solstice is important to them, the winter solstice, varying times, the eclipses. They follow all of this stuff very meticulously, but they twist it. It's dark. At the Olympic Games, they'll flaunt all of the symbolism. A lot of the symbolism we see right in the cards, you know, all these archetypes, the black and white, the checkerboard, the duality, male, female, light, dark, good, evil. They figure if they commit these acts of if they sacrifice the people to get ahead in some way, they figure they've told us, because they technically have told us through film, through art, through dance. They do these rituals, especially the onstage performances. Technically, they've told us. So it's some sort of karmic thing. Something to what my hubby did. What'd he do? Yeah, they worship Saturn. This is a lot of those people at CERN. They worship Saturn, and they're trying to connect. Well, some of them have said that they did connect with people on Saturn or something that they're having conversations with back forth. That Elon Musk warned about and talked about, and so the guy that created the D wave, he had to come out and admit that it was true. He was trying to get some programmers here in Vancouver at some prestigious Vancouver college, and he had a bunch of programmers in the audience, so he was trying to explain to them and change some things so it didn't seem as scary as Elon Musk made it sound. But he basically admitted it. He said that, yeah, that they're in contact with something that is old and ancient, some entities that they're trying to let over on this side. When they were asking questions, one guy literally asked him, how do you know this isn't going to be like Skynet? He didn't want to answer the question. He got mad. He told him, when you have something this amazing, that basically that you have built something so incredible, so amazing, how are you going to go and think of something like that? That basically he's not going to bother with the possibility of what could happen negatively. Well, it was to your comment about, yeah, saying you didn't see what you saw. Yeah. They will twist it. They like to twist and say, what you're literally seeing with your own eyes, you're not really seeing it. But I can't believe it. So far, 3 times now, they hid your guys' comments and asked me, it said a show and hide. There were 2 buttons, show and hide, as if there was something wrong with the comment. There was no cursing. There was no bullying. There was no... Yeah, they're really smart. They're gaslighters. Narcissists, professional narcissists. very, very good. And they can get all the most intelligent scientists and think tanks and psychologists together, and Hollywood works together with the military industrial complex and the government. Well, the very word government means to govern the mind, to control the mind. Govern means to control. Ment is from mental, mind. You know, if people were to look at our language closer, and this is why they want to screw up with our language, is all this PC stuff. Language reveals a lot. I know it's very, very deep. I had to kind of back off a little bit because for 20 years, I dug into that stuff. I still keep up a lot, but not nearly as much. When you're an empathic individual, you probably shouldn't be watching any news, let alone I was watching news and reading books on those subjects 24/7, listening to podcasts all about the spiritual war we're under. Because it is a spiritual war. This is why so many of us, yeah, I did too, Dahlia. But Linda Capri, hello. You've come in on a fascinating conversation we're having in here. I'm going to see what are we actually. I haven't started yet, actually, because I was really curious what was going on with us on the collective, and I wanted to read from my new Native American cards. So I think a lot of us are going through something really tremendous, emotionally difficult too. There's a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. And the confusing thing is a lot of us for the past year thought we were headed one way, and now we're questioning if that was the way we were supposed to go at all, or if we're all kind of like at this crossroads or this indecision, this fork in the road. We're stuck. And it's kind of scaring us because we really thought we knew where we were headed. And now it's like I was saying earlier, it's like a wrench was thrown in, and someone in here said more than a wrench. Get like a brick through a window. Like the way my son threw a brick through my window 2 months ago. It's like this heaviness has set in. And a lot of us are purging out a lot of shit, a lot of stuff. And it's got us emotionally all over the place and really confused. And it's affecting our relationships. A lot of us, if our loved ones don't know how to control themselves emotionally, or if we haven't learned to do that, it's been really emotionally messy, very confusing. Yeah, me too. Very stuck in the money career department. Yeah, bright light. Champagne C. Yes, I moved out of my grandmother's house of 12 years into a new house. It's been a roller coaster ride of life, changes. Yeah. And there's a lot of them coming in all these different directions, and a lot of them is in here. Yeah, our lives. I feel like my life has been looking bipolar. It has been, well, honestly, it's been like that a long while. But I've had some periods where it was really crazy in the last few years. Just stuff that I didn't ever expect. It just throws you for a loop. The kind of stuff that causes you to question your entire life, and you become like, you go through this dark night of the soul kind of stuff. Yeah. Overall, I'm hopeful. Overall, I'm very hopeful and I'm positive. And I know how to tune myself down and tune myself in spiritually when I need to. Yes, I think we're all stronger than we think. Even though we spike, I feel crazy. Oh my gosh, Dahlia, me too. We all need, yes, we do. There is hope. There is hope. In fact, when I did my meditation before I got on here, I pulled 2 or 3 cards, and one of them happened to be hope. It was in the psychic tarot deck. I don't know if I had already mixed them up or not. I think I did. But hope was one of the cards. It is. It's one of those times we're all confused. Nothing feels stable right now. And it's not on the world scene either. And I think we're going to see a lot more. The sadness, the craziness that we're seeing politically all over the world, it's only going to increase. In fact, there's some scary stuff what they're doing at CERN. They have been opening up many portals they call strangelets, and it's let in some kind of dark matter energy. So right now, the dark side of people, the dark side of things is increased. Like, it's going to be like tenfold, and it's going to be really hard to hold back emotionally. Some people are going to be really letting out their ugliest because they won't have a spiritual foundation, and they won't know how to handle the emotions that's coming. Yeah. I know, Eleni, I don't either. But a lot of us that are spiritually in tuned, probably every one of you in the room, probably don't feel connected to this world. It's a system that's built. It's an artificial system. It's all a grand illusion. The only thing real is the love that you have in your life. The simpler things, those are the things what's real. The dark side, it is. And I have felt some through the Libra and Scorpio moons. It almost felt like I was PMSing times 12. Now, I stayed to myself when I felt it because I just felt off. It wasn't me to feel, it was like I had a lump in my throat. Like, I felt on edge. I didn't feel at ease. I felt short-tempered, and that's not me. I'm very easygoing, super relaxed. It takes a long time for me to get angry, but something was in the air. And a lot of people said that they felt very emotional, really angry. They had some outbursts and some really bad fights. Yeah. Yeah. It is so bad over there. It's like like a genocide. That's why the president, was it last year? He called the UN to come in to the city. It's that bad. But the city of Chicago didn't want the rest of the country to know, so they wouldn't air it on the news. You had to be living there to know or have family there. And my husband has his mom living over there and his sister and brother-in-law. And yeah, it's bad. It is by design. Yeah, they sure do. Yep. And they did it. They took a lot of guns and took them over to I'm in Seattle. And you know what? Seattle, it hasn't gotten violent, but people here are losing it mentally. A lot of mental illness, and the homeless is on the rise, like super bad. It's I'm seeing like a lady the other day right in front of me outside. She was kind of nuts. She pulled down her pants, pissed, and I thought she was going to poop right there in the street. She didn't. It's that bad. I love Seattle. I loved going to the market. I worked right there in the market for 5 years on the waterfront. And people would come in all the time and say, "Oh, we're looking for that spot from Sleepless in Seattle." And I would say, "That's actually supposed to be next door, but that's a made up spot. That's not real." Uh, it was beautiful. I loved going to work every day. I worked in this assisted living facility, and it was a humble job, but it was the happiest I'd ever been in any job. And all of those smiles on those little old people's faces, they would see me coming out of the elevator. But it has changed. Homeless everywhere. This is why I had to stop working down there. A homeless man attacked me, and he was going to kill me. If those two young guys didn't drive out of the building where I was working, he might have done something. I got out of his grip and just barely ripped out of his leaving my jacket almost in his hands when the two young guys drove out with their little white Porsche. They put up needle garbages. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, the police over here are giving people those little safety kits for heroin. But yeah, homelessness and people going crazy. There's mental illness everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, they want to make sure that they take their heroin correctly with clean needles. And yeah, that's what I heard. New York City. Wow. There's something dark has definitely something spiritually dark is come in, and it's getting stronger. And our the earth is connected to our emotions. It's connected to our thoughts and our feelings. The angrier we are, the more hateful, the more rage, the more the earth itself acts up. It is it is going to get worse. That's the hard part. So we have to be spiritually strong. Our foundations have to be. Yeah, the schools are really bad. Yeah, no critical thinking skills. Serious lack. They just want you to passively take in everything they say. And what did what's his face say? George Carlin. He said they want you to be just good enough to be good little workers. That's it. Just smart enough to go do your job and go home. Shut up. And it's sad because it is going to get, we can see it here, brother against brother. And the way people are about politics is just crazy. They should identify themselves by something higher, not by any political label. And then it's causing families to break up, friends. And the whole thing is just a big lie. It's manipulation. And so right now, as going into the full moon in Sagittarius, everyone is asking themselves, like, what happened? I thought I was going down this way, but I know the narcissists are all on top. They're having a good time. Yep. Yeah. There were so many amazing channels I watched for years. They just took them all down. And it's not like they couldn't back up their claims. They would always have the resources where they got their claims. Yeah, Dahlia knows her shit. There's a nice group in here tonight. I'm happy I came on. Very intelligent. It makes me have faith in people. And sometimes I wonder, you know. Oh, thanks, Tarot. Right on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's true, Linda. It makes me sad that people are so easily manipulated. They aren't. Believe me, everything that they show on television, it's all fake. And they're so meticulous about it. Nothing that's on that screen, even a backdrop, they're very smart about backdrops. So nothing is there by accident. I remember down here when my husband got hired, it was a long time ago when we were young. And he got hired for GameWorks. And Will Smith was there for the opening. Coolio was there for the opening. What's her name? Plays Scully. I love Scully from The X-Files was there. And a bunch of other stars were there to open it up. And he had to go for the job up against thousands of other people. But he was really clever and he got hired. He got hired to be the VJ, but at the last minute they found somebody else who had just a little more experience. So they switched jobs. And when he was there, MTV was there for the grand opening. And when, Nothing. They only put the people they want whose faces in the camera. They moved away the homely people, right? Put in whoever they thought was cute or good looking or tall, put them in certain spots, and the backdrop, everything was meticulous, well thought out. Nothing is in that frame that they didn't think about, that wasn't purposely put in there. That's how they are. And they're very smart. That's how they subliminally too. So they can get you to want to shop, get you to want to eat, you know, or worse, try to propagandize you. It is sickening. Very calculated. It's not natural at all. Nothing is natural about it. Nothing about the music is natural most of the time. The singers, that's why they have songwriters write for them. They on purpose, they distort the melodies of music because we're energy, right? And because we're energy, music, this is why music touches us at such a deep soul level. They twist the music, the harmonics, so that it hurts our energetic system. So we're not in complete harmony. There's like a weird jolting. Yeah. Pure hypnosis. Yeah. There's this one guy who's really good. His name is John Todd. He talks a lot about the music industry. I guess he disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to him. But he was heavy into the music scene back in the 70s when he said that's when a dark witchcraft started to get really big. So they would do spells over every record, every song, all the lyrics were spells. Yeah, they killed him. Oh, you know who he is? John Todd. And I've yet to, I just got a, what's his name? Beyond, oh, let me look at the title. Hold on, let me get the title of that book. I just got this book. It's famous, probably one of the best books, and he was one of the best authors out there. They killed him too in 2001. Let me get here. Oh, that's right. No. Not Beyond. Behold. Behold a pale horse at William Cooper. Bill Cooper. He worked for the military for a long time, and he became a speaker. Something happened along the way, but he was one of those that went out there and told the truth, and he was murdered right on his street, right on his right where he lived, right outside his house. But this book is the one book that changed a lot of people's lives. He wrote this in 1990. He got murdered in 2001. Yeah. Yeah, underground music, independent music, independent art, all the alternative stuff. They're trying to crack down on a lot of it. Seven of Pipes. So I'm pulling some out. Maiden of Shields. Maiden. Whoop. have the little book. I think the maiden is a queen. We've got the chief. Matriarch of vessels. Okay, that's like the queen. Okay, no, the matriarchs. Matriarch. And silence. It's like the Queen of Cups. This one here is, this is like the Four of Pentacles, but it's a little different. In this one, it's not like he's holding on tight to anything. It's more like he's meditating. So we got like these emotional, which seems about right, emotional, meditative, rethinking. We've got black clouds up here, so it's somewhat somber mood for the day. But at the same time, a sense of contentment. We've got the sun and the moon figuring, so we got the masculine and the feminine there. Both roles. Nurturing, a sense of needing to nurture oneself today. Mothering yourself, self-love, needing to incorporate self-love into the day, meditate, reflect. And although it's a beautiful day, it's a bit somber, right? There's a sense of needing balance, or keeping the balance with the masculine and the feminine here. Sort of working on his craft here. So there's a sense of thinking about money and career, your craft, working on your craft. The sad part is they are 90% black men. They're very weird people. And oh boy, yeah. And it's probably the kind to the pimp style. A lot of pimpy men, gangsters. It's like Vanilla Ice said. He said that Suge Knight came to his hotel. He was at the top floor, and he took him by his feet and held him over the balcony and was going to drop him, and said that he had to give that song, Ice Ice Baby, over to him. So Vanilla Ice had to give him the song, or else he was going to kill him. And he laughed about it. He said, it's Suge Knight. You don't go against him. Yeah. Yeah, those pimpy guys. Yeah. Especially if you're you want to go into the hip hop scene. You're some real slime balls. Yeah, the people on top don't want new people in. They're jealous. They don't want any fresh faces in. They're very tight in their close-knit groups and in their club. If you weren't tight with them, they're not going to let you in. Yeah, he's getting his karma. Yep. Yep. It's sickening. And now they'll just kill you off. If you can't get back the popularity you once had, you're better off dead. How many, I mean, okay, I used to love George Michael. When I was a kid, I thought I was going to marry the man. And how weird is it for him to have died at only age 50 in his bed on Christmas? He had some depression problems and he gained a little bit of weight, so he wasn't in the public eye. But he didn't have anything that would have killed him. And suddenly he just ends up dying out of the blue on Christmas. And his most famous song, most popular song, was Last Christmas. One guy tried a dream, and in this dream idea, instead of paying me, they tried to sell me the idea of getting free things, Gucci bags. Yeah, man. Oh, come. Oh, that's cheap. That's. Oh, I've met so many people like that before. Over and over again. I know exactly what you're talking about. See, they don't pay for that. They can get that shit free. So they're trying to like, wow, what's some cheap. Well, look how everybody was laughing at. They must be cheap. Look at what's his face? That Jesse Smollett. He paid those two men, the two brothers, $3,500 to pull that prank. That was it. That's all they got. $3,500 for that? Please. God. You think that's how much they would have made as celebrity trainers, you know? And they were extras on the show. Why would they want his pathetic little $3,500? So they all must be very cheap. I believe you, though. Absolutely. Um, people like Sir Mix-a-Lot. He's from Seattle. And him and his little gang are like that. Um, he used to live in Auburn when I was a teenager. Him and his little crew. Would you say I don't want that? What? Oh, I know. I saw him before all that went down. Oh my God. Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot back in the day. And they're pigs too. We were 15, 16, 17, and all the time, these, and they were what, 30s, 40s, late 30s and 40s, trying to pick us up. And they, same kind of deal, trying to get away with giving like cheap bags and stuff, just like you said. He was checking me out. His little crew tried to come after me at the club. Oh my God. Yeah. That's so unattractive. It shows how shisty they are. Try to pass off a Gucci bag. That's all the stuff they get for free. So the maiden, I believe, is like the knight or the page of shields, like the page of pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. I'm still trying to learn the native tarot. Now, she's either the Queen of Pentacles. So we are thinking about money today. Some people are thinking about their career, their money, their bills. And it was how funny when I said someone was thinking of their craft and watching him work on his craft here while he's thinking. The craftsman. This is like the Three of Pentacles. Working on your money, working on your craft, working on your future, investing. The Coachella tickets. Oh, wow. That's crazy. But God, I knew it was like that. That's just ugly stuff right there. And this is the stuff that TLC back in the day, they talked about. They were the most famous girl band in the world. You're going to be right back? Okay. Yeah, I kind of have to pee for a second. They were the most famous girl band in the whole world. And they were broke. And I was kind of sad that I used to love Pebbles. Remember Pebbles back in the day? Mercedes Boy. Remember that? She had that song Girlfriend. I had that. Oh, I loved that. She screwed them over. They were on Babyface Records. And TLC was broke. That was sad. You're the most famous girl band in the world, but you're broke, and then they're working you to death on top of it. And all you can get are these freebies. That's not good enough. That's bullshit. He tried to sell it. That is just sickening. And with meals and first class tickets. Yeah, that's not. And you know what's gross? It's sad is that see, you have integrity. You're a woman of integrity. There's a lot of girls that would accept it. Yeah. But who would want to? I mean, yeah, just a bogus contract and then just wearing these clothes and carrying around these bags. I would feel like a fraud. I would feel like a fake. Oh my God. Yeah, they are cheap. And everything is just, it's all a facade. Yeah, because see, your quality and that world, that kind of world, you're too good for it. You probably get a lot, and a lot of those women would be jealous because there's a lot of soulless women, a lot of Jezebels in the music industry, a lot of cutthroat women. Right. That's right. So they said Hollywood's big secret. You know, they got Harvey Weinstein, but there's so many more. They all knew. And I'm sorry to say, I didn't want to believe it for a long time. But even Oprah is a grand madame with Madonna. They're both madams. Um, they know the game. They're pathetic, all of them combined. Yeah, that's ugly. It's not fair. I mean, and then when you think about it, there's a lot, the whole thing is about vanity. It's about, everything about it is empty. There's no substance. A lot of backstabbing, a lot of cutthroat, a lot of people willing to do a lot. Especially these days. There were actually some people that killed their friends. They said that they did it as a sacrifice to the Illuminati so that they could go. That's how brainwashed they are. They don't realize that's not how it works. It's a gang. So just like any gang, yes, the women, there's always this gang raped. Women get gang raped or have to be passed around, right? They get the beat down, the smack down. Just like if you were to get in a gang here, I had a lot of friends that got jumped. They had to be part of their local gang. Gangs were big in Seattle in the 90s. Yeah, they probably still are. I'm not around it. But, and the guys, you have to prove yourself. That's why my handsome cousin, he was young, handsome, light-skinned, tall, funny. Every girl adored him. Popular. And he gave it all away for this gang he was in. And he murdered a woman. Shot her up close 3 times in the head. A woman that I guess she was a call girl, and she owed one of the guys a little bit of money for some weed. She had 3 children. He was 18 years old, and to be part of this gang and satisfy these people, that's what he did. But that's how it is in the music industry. It's a gang. They're all mobsters. Nothing about it plays fair. Oh yeah, a lot of guys do. That's right. They got humiliation rituals. Yep. That's right. They got a lot of secret societies, sex cults are all over the place. It dominates it. Sex cults, underground gambling scene. What's his face? Toby Maguire had a big underground gambling scene that got broke. The police found out about it and broke it up. Little Spider-Man, who knew? Yep. I mean, this is why they all elevate, Scarface. Al Pacino in that movie Scarface. They all want to be like that. And Chicago is still just as bad. I mean, worse. It was as bad in the 30s. The mob ran the whole city. They still do. And people think, oh man, I know everybody. I loved Obama to death. But Obama too, he's a gangster. Him and his wife. Shaman harvest. This is nice. So we've got the shaman here, which is it's like the not the emperor, but in the Rider Waite. not the Empress, but damn. It's like the medicine, and this it's the medicine man, but I think it's the Empress in here. Or the High Priestess. Happy family and harvest. Harvest. This keeps coming up for us today. Working on something, getting something to grow, something to build. Happy family, building a family, establishing a family, or you know what? The cards could be actually talking about this moment, and it's done it before. That we're all talking to each other right now, right? It's growing, a harvest growing, a family growing. There was shaman. Now I think this is either the high priestess or the hierophant. He does come off fake. And it took a minute at first for me to see it, but I remember him back in 2008 because I would only see him here and there, but the more and more he came out, the more I could see it. He knows, he has a charisma about him, and he knows how to speak. He knows how to gather people up. That's why he's a community organizer. I mean, but he falls short. And it's scary. I'd rather him be real and an asshole than be fake and play it up like he's a savior in our faces. I remember them calling him. They literally called him the savior, and they referred to him as the Messiah. Like, what are they doing? The Messiah, our savior? I don't know about that. He was just a president. They're Well, they're never just a president. I mean, as much as Trump bugs, I've watched them since I was a kid. At least the guy is what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. It's why they hate him. He's not he wasn't, what's his face say? The old Speaker of the House, the guy, forgot his name right now. He used to be Speaker for Reagan. He said it's because he wasn't initiated. He's not part of the club. What an intelligent group in here. Very diverse. Very diverse, fascinating crowd. You guys are great. I'm so happy I got on. It's funny, the cards are reflecting back to us right now. Thanks. Thank you. Well, that's cool because at least, I mean, we're all going to attract each other in one way. Oh, thank you. I'm a nerd, you guys. Even when I was a kid, I was an honor roll student and stuff, although they don't teach you nothing but crap. I read a lot. I study a lot. I don't know why I just have this. I think a lot of us who tend to be on the spiritual side have a natural thirst for knowledge and for seeking. So naturally, we accumulate it. Oh, wow. Okay. So there are those of us that are either concerned about or hoping to achieve a happy family, grow a happy family. This is what we're harvesting. It says that there's going to be victory in that. I turned into a geek myself. I never learned anything in school. School is, yeah. They deliberately try to dumb down the children, and it's worse than ever before. It's like they turned the teachers into second-rate CPS workers. They watch the kids. They send the kids home with assignments so they can spy on the family. They really do. And then they'll zero in on a couple of kids to find out if they have a hint that something might be going on at home that's not appropriate in their eyes. They'll send CPS to your door. They've done it to me. I wouldn't let them in. They had a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve. And Seattle's a big time nanny state. How nice. Having victory over the devil. Many of us were talking about, a lot of us were stressed out, all in our heads, kind of stuck in our minds, overthinking, feeling lost, trapped. We have victory over it. Yeah, they are breaking up the family. Families are the foundation. When you have a strong family, you got a strong community. When you have a strong community, you have a strong city and country, so forth. But if you tear away at those foundations and you got everybody fighting with one another, that's how you completely disassemble the whole country. That's what they tried to put those messages in. What was it? One of those Captain America. I think it was Captain America, Avengers. One of them. They hinted at that. The bad guy in the movie was saying, first of all, they had this whole idea of America, right? The sovereignty, country versus globalism, right? They had this whole theme. And then they had this theme with the family, where the bad guy wanted to get his revenge. And his revenge was to destroy the Avengers family. And how do you do that? By going from within, having it destroyed from within. So they put that idea into the movie to let us know this is how they work. But it's true. If you destroy the family from within, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to come along and break anything up. You've done it for yourself. And once it's destroyed from within, it's not going to come back together. Whereas if an enemy comes from the outside, everybody gets stronger because they come together. They get closer to fight an enemy that's from the outside. So where are we at right now? The sled, corn dance. Uh-huh. there again, we got the cord dance. Which I believe is like three. Yeah, this is 3 cups. People getting together, celebration, and the star. But this is also about creativity, people coming together in creativity. Weaving something together. There again, this theme of crafting, of weaving, of building something. Coming together in solidarity, coming together under for one purpose, for even a higher purpose. How amazing. Balance. The masculine, feminine, what it's called for is balance. Vugar, you're all up in here. We're having a good time. We're having a great time in here right now. Amazing discussions. Some people left, they had to go pee. Another person said they'd come back. We're having a good time. Everybody in here is brilliant. They're so smart. A great conversation. Hey, you guys, Vugar in here, he and I worked together at the airport. And we used to have a lot of conversations almost exactly like we're all having in here now. But it's hilarious. The cards are right now reflecting what's literally happening with all of us right now. Of course. This is what's interesting. It's because it's all of us as a collective have had this moon card, which is a lot like the void. Maybe you guys might have heard, I don't know if you follow any astrology, but the void had come along with this world card. Like we're all going into a time where it's hard for us to see what our next moves are. We're having this moment where we really need to trust and have resilience. Yes, a lot of us are in a fork in the road. Things are really hard mentally. The devil, that overthink, that feeling of being trapped, high anxiety, being anxious, that feeling of not being able to get out, to be that you're stuck, that we're trapped, unable to find a way out of the problem that we're in. But this here, this is like the Ace of Pentacles, that it is a new beginning in manifestation, a new beginning in abundance, in prosperity. And that can mean many things, but it is a blessing. We always have to look at it from a spiritual perspective. So it could mean a new job. It could mean a new home, gifts of some kind. But they also see it as attaining spiritual gifts, or having some kind of skill, something that's tangible, something that creates, something that allows you to manifest. This is where we're all headed. I'm going to see here. I'm going to pull some Moonology cards, and from Queen of the Moon, because we've got the Sagittarius full moon coming up. And I think if you guys want a question answered, I'm going to see if I could answer a question, just do a little mini. I'll pull 2 cards out for each individual that has a question after we go through the moon cards. If you're still here. So let me use the bathroom. I'm going to be right back, and then let's get into it. Yeah, because I'm going to read from, I'm going to use our Moors, Tarot of the Moors. Okay. If somebody wants to list who's going to be number 1, who's going to be number 2, who's going to be number 3. I've got, and then I'll go through these. I love these. And then we'll get some wisdom from these. But I'm dying to see what our moon cards I'll use. Queen of the Moon and the Moonology deck. So it'll signify what's for the energies for the next week, because I think the full moon occurs on the 17th. And I'll put it up on my website and on Instagram, because every time the full and new moon happens, I open up room for us to have a discussion. And I wrote up a contract for releasing and manifesting, what we're releasing, what we're letting go of, the things that we're manifesting into our lives. I think I'll work on the contract just a little bit, do a few tweaks, but yeah. So I'm going to use the bathroom, and I will be right back. We light up some sage. Get some new music on.
Hi, my name is Chad Kimball, and if you give me 45 seconds, I'm going to show you how I generated almost $2 million in the last 2.5 years using a simple money-making technique that uses the Maps app on your phone. And it's really quite simple. Actually, it allows normal people like you and me to take a percentage of the money generated with local businesses every day. So the way it works is when a local business makes a sale, you make money too, day after day. It takes a little bit of time to set it all up, but once the system is running, you'll begin to collect money through online maps while you sleep.
Okay, be right back. Okay. There you go, Eva. You got your food there. Okay. So I got a little bit of coffee. Got Avia following me around. Yeah, who's on? So who's going to be first? A couple people dropped out. They must be coming back in a little bit. So Linda is first. I'm going to type that in here. I don't know who else is still in here. Okay, so you're there. Is Bright Light still here? Say shout if you're here. It's lagging. I hope I don't have to close it out and start over. I might have to. Maybe that's why some people have left. Yeah. As we were talking too, I was kind of going through and pulling some out. And it was reflecting what we were doing at that moment. It was funny. Vugar, you're still here? Do you want to get on? Can I get a card on what's happening next in money? I'm trying to rent out my apartment. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have an apartment for rent in New York, huh? Oh, I wish you had it in Seattle. Sometimes I feel like I need my own little studio. Oh, I'm here. Okay. And I don't, okay, so we've got. Sometimes I think it's best if we lived in separate places. Our relationship might be better. And so we've got Linda and Eleni. Okay. So Linda, your question, I don't think Linda placed her question there, or were you just hoping to get a couple of cards in general? And you want to know about your sublet. I need to get those angel cards, the yes or no. Usually when we get the sun card or the star card, that is a definite yes. Otherwise, I'd need like 2 or 3 pulls or grab 2 or 3 cards and then sort of get the overall message from them. Can I get a card on what's happening? Okay, Lenny, Spirit. Can you tell us whether or not Eleni's going to be able to sublet her apartment? Is Lenny going to be able to sublet her apartment? Commitment. Hard work is paying off. That doesn't even make sense. The void. It's talking about the void we're all going into again. Your hard work is paying off. Expect a powerful change came out. Is that its way of saying yes? Because the first one was the void. Now, I know the void is something we're coming up on. This one's, it's the void, of course, moon. It pulled it out as the moon card in the other deck. And I know it's a time period we're all coming up on because I watched a few astrologers talk about it. Sometime around the Sagittarius full moon. So it must be referring to that. It must be referring to this time period that you're asking. Whereas, there it is. This is one of the top cards. Because we're all in this, we're all coming up in, we're in this sort of energy right now. And how strange that it pulled up. It says nothing will come of this situation on this card. But then expect a powerful change. How is that? The only thing I can think of is that it's referring to this time period. Because it said the hard work was paying off and expect a powerful change. I would think that expect a powerful change is a yes. Do I have the book here? That's how I would see it. But it doesn't necessarily mean. But is that powerful change a good change? Let me see from... This definitely has to be talking about this dark moon void. When I was reading for all of us as we were talking, the Native American Tarot brought up the moon card. It pulled up the moon card in here. So it was referring to this. It's keeps wanting to point in that time, this time period that we're all in. It's right after this void that things are supposed to pick up. Because earlier when I was meditating on the collective, it brought up the creation card right after the void. And here it's showing the powerful change. So something, a manifestation, action being done, creation, movement. It would have to be. Yeah, that's a, yeah. I'm curious what it says about it in here. Let's look a little deeper on that card real quick. And Rose is a guy. What was your question, Linda? Why is Rose gifting me gifts and money? Are we just FWB, friends with benefits? I'm happy about it though. Okay, I'll find out. Let's ask that question. I'm going to read out of this about the void for Eleni, and then let's ask about that. I'll go to the other deck for that question. And powerful change. Let's see, void, of course. $102. Okay, well, it does say in here to trust, attune to the moon. I trust in my highest good. It does say, believe that you will get what you need. The void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or this situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you're asking. But then we didn't really get a time period though. As of now, it doesn't look good if it's for the next month or for the next couple of weeks. It's no. But then what? Then later down the road, what? The new moon eclipse? We have eclipses next month, don't we? In July? The new moon is in Cancer. I can't believe I take it all. I'm his dream girl. Yeah. Expect a powerful change. Nothing will come of it. Not yet. It doesn't look like it's going to happen right now. We clarify for Eleni. This apartment, will she be able to rent this apartment? Are you having a hard time finding somebody you can trust? Eleni Selassie. Answer your question, Spirit, for Eleni. Why is it your commitment is being tested? Let me see that. It's the second time. Was it came out with that bunch? It must want that one. First quarter moon. 28. Eleni, it's what I thought. Are you there still? It's yes, but not yet. It's not right now. You're halfway to your goal. I knew it felt that way. And it came out, it was this card. And it came out when you first asked your question, it came out with a bunch of them. There was too many. And so I put them back and only left the 2. But it confirms it, because the other 2 that I had showed to me that it seemed like yes because of this. But the void, of course, moon was kind of saying no. So it was like, it didn't feel like it was happening now, but later. And that's, in fact, what it's saying. Not quite yet, but it's a yes. It's saying that you might have a storm to go through first. There's going to be some issues before you get it rented out. You might have a hard time finding somebody, or you might have some personal problems that you have to tend to before you actually are able to see it rented out. I don't suppose you have to step out of your comfort zone. Mm, yeah. I have a feeling that it's going to be that way for all of us. The goals, any goals that we're trying to accomplish or get done right now is on a setback. It's like life is asking us, do we really want to commit to what we're trying to accomplish? It's putting things to a halt. It feels like we're all stuck. And it wants us to go back and look over everything. Look at everything that you have accomplished, that you have been through up until this point. As we have just entered this new cycle, it's at the very beginning or very end, before we move into the next. What did we learn? What did we take away? Are we really ready to move forward with some of these things that we say we wanted to move forward on? For me, it's the readings, acting as a reader. Yes, I want my home business. Yes, I'm going to build a spiritual business and help other women have their own. I didn't have any idea that I was ever going to read cards as part of it. And then for the past year, it just started coming down heavier and heavier and heavier. And for a year now, I've been getting reacquainted with them. But now it's asking me if I really want to commit, because you kind of go through an existential crisis a little bit, because you have to let go of a lot of old ideas, and you have to look at your beliefs. And I have really strong Christian roots in my family, so it's really hard. Really, really hard. I have that dichotomy. And even my husband, with the way they grew up, they're just hardcore Christian people. So, I know the kind of shit I'm going to come up against when I go super public. I've been sort of kind of, a little bit outside the YouTube channel. uh, just afraid of what they're all going to say about it. And Linda, she's wanted to know about Rose. Yeah, me too. We have to. It's asked us to all stay positive and to let go of any resistance and to trust that there is a storm coming. I don't know what kind of storm. It didn't say good or bad, but it did refer to all of us being stuck in our heads. Too much overthinking, too much overanalysis. That alone is holding us back. Um, it referred to it as the devil, but we will conquer it if you have trust and faith, strong faith, strong belief, knowing for sure that this is your road. This is where you want to head. Oh, wow. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 5 twos. And we've got Linda. And Linda wants to know if this is more than just a friends with benefits. Okay, Spirit, can you let us know? Linda Capri, for Linda Capri. It's a situation with Rose, a friends with benefits situation. Or is it more? Friends with benefits, or is it more? Friends with benefits, or is it more? Friends with benefits, or is it more? Oh, I feel hot in my ear. Friends with benefits. Okay. First of all, you're thinking about this a lot. Just as you said it, look, all tied up. This is like the Eight of Swords. Okay. It's a strategy they're using. Okay. Buying you gifts is a strategy to get your love. So you probably be overthinking it a little. Isn't that funny? It's their way of getting to you. Showing appreciation too. Or you might need to appreciate what the things you're getting. I don't know. But yeah, that's funny. It's a strategy deployed to get your love and attention. And you shouldn't overthink it. You're all tied up. Yeah, that's basically what this is. Be grateful, be positive, show appreciation. That's hilarious, isn't it? As soon as you said, I'm overthinking it, yeah, it said, you're overthinking it. She looks flirty too. It's almost like she doesn't mind being tied up. She enjoys, kind of thinking about it. This girl. She's all lit up, and there's a butterfly that's lit right here. Look at that. And there too. That tells me, I don't know, butterflies are always signs of transformation. Sometimes love, beauty. Yeah. It's funny. It's a strategy of love, playing the game. It could be that too, playing that love game. Yeah, it's fun when it doesn't get too messy, and when it's so serious, it gets messy. It takes the fun out of it. And it's almost like what you just said, um, that you like the relationship, so you're fine with it. This girl looks like she's tied up, but at the same time, she looks like she doesn't mind it at all. She's almost flirty, smiling, curious. That's really great. I think you guys were the only two in here, and that was it. It got late for the others. I think I'll come back on again tomorrow afternoon, and just a little earlier. I got on tonight about 9. I'd like to get on about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I've been thinking about doing it this summer, about 5 days a week, getting on around 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9. We got the King of Cups that's telling me, yeah. Definitely stay positive. Stay positive. Things are going to get rough for a little bit for all of us, but Always pray, trust, even when it's hard, when it's really, really hard, find all of those resources you've got on the inside. Keep the faith with you. Yep. And like the Fool, don't hold on to anything too tight. Don't have any resistance to what's coming. Just step right into this new cycle. Like the Fool. Cut anything out that is not necessary. Transformation comes with the sword. Cut anything out mentally. All those thoughts that go round and round and round that could be holding you back, causing you to not want to let go and move forward. Cut out any thoughts that could be holding you back. This is for all of us, and it applies to all of us here. There might be Aquarius somebody's dealing with, but this is also the yes card for us. That yes, things are going to be okay. That what we're looking at is a sense of peace and contentment with your decision making, moving forward. But take a hard look at it first. Because the star asks us to also really meditate. Yes, definitely open your intuition. I would say spend some time, going on those summer evening walks. Develop like a close partnership with spirit. Get around water. This card has been coming out a lot lately. Feathers will be a sign that you are blessed. Some of you are going to get a new wardrobe, but change your hair color or your look somehow. To be emotionally mature with enhanced. Your third eye is going to be opened. Lots of growth. Good night, sweetheart. Yeah, I think we'll just end it here, and I'll be on tomorrow night. I love you guys. I had a good time tonight. I'm so happy I came on. So I was kind of feeling down, And I thought, I'd come on and see what beautiful faces I was going to come across. I love you guys. Stay sweet, sugar. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow night. I'm going to have to remind myself. I'll put a note up to be on tomorrow night about 8. So nighty-night, everybody. Thank you so much to